man, I just came out my retirement and I'm all alone. My wife left me here in this big mansion, but with all the money that I have, I can't be happy. I have no one to be with. I'm so sad and lonely. Oh, hello, is this the animal shelter? I would like to adopt a dog, please. I really like a dog that would love me for life. A dog that would play with me every day. You know, a dog that would lick my face in the morning to wake me up. You know, that kind of dog that barks when I, pat his belly. Oh, you have one of that? Great, I will go and pick him up immediately.
Love me, love my dog. We've left the road too long to break up.
As a group, we collectively choose to investigate how adults feel more lonely as their developmental stages progress. We found that self-fulfilling prophecy can influence whether or not an elderly individual would feel more lonely as they age. This is because if during their adulthood they expected that they would become more lonely in the future, they would unconsciously adapt their behavior and expectation to fulfill the self-prophecy. Studies also shows that our psychosocial well-being is closely related to how we perceive the feeling of loneliness. Thus, when our brain lacks stimulation caused by the lack of hobbies or when we are constantly suffering from the chronic illnesses, we tend to feel more lonely, which these factors are more commonly and progressively found in elderly people. The last factor that we identify is when you see your loved one pass away. This factor is sort of self-explanatory, but seeing someone who has kept your company pass away can often remind elderly people of how little their remaining social circles are.
After our group examined factors related to loneliness in old persons, we choose pet therapy as a current solution for the issue. There were several studies that showed the effectiveness of the solution. According to St. Louis University 2006, all residents from nursing home preferred spending time with dogs over others and their close ones. At first, researchers thought that the pets were able to strengthen relationship between the residents, but the result was the opposite. All people residing in the nursing home were separated into two groups for spending time with dogs. One contained merely dogs, while the other one also had other people from nursing home. The results showed that people who spent time along with dogs showed decreasing loneliness more than other groups. There was also another study that pet owners were reported to have a lower rate of depressive symptoms in accord with Benson et al. The group of researchers wanted to find the difference between owning cat and dog for elderly people. The results showed that the depressive symptoms for both dog and cat owners were decreased, with lower depressive symptoms in cat owners. However, both types of owners had less depressive symptoms when they had attachment to their pets.
The benefit of pet therapy is impressive. However, there are many inconveniences and challenges of owning a pet that may cause problems for elderly people. In order to develop a better strategy to cope with loneliness, our group listed several concerns of pet owning. The most important thing that we should consider is the safety of the elderly. Most of the seniors are having balance problems and poor eyesight. A small dog or cat can block their way. The elderly are at risk of tripping or falling if the pets are under eye level. At the same time, when the pet gets excited and jumps on them, it may cause them to lose their balance and fall backward. Having a pet also has a risk of being bitten or scratched if the pet is untrained. The second thing that we should be considering is the cost of pet care. Majority of the seniors are at the age of retirement. Their financial situation is not very well off. Taking care of pets involves many different expenses. Veterinary fees and pet food can be a significant amount of money for elderly people. We are concerned that some of them may sacrifice something to meet pets' needs. For example, they may reduce daily expenses for themselves, like buying clothes or eating out, in order to save the money for veterinary care. When there is a natural disaster or epidemic disease like COVID-19 occur, pets can be a burden to the elderly. Old people usually have lower immunity compared to younger generations. There is a potential risk of elderly getting infected with COVID-19 by the animal. Furthermore, the home isolation policy restricts access to veterinary treatment and care, and it is inconvenient to take their pets to walk or exercise. Buying food can also be a problem for them. If they take public transitions to getting food, it may increase the risk of getting infected. Besides the difficulty of caring for their animals, elderly people may worry and be concerned that no one will look after their pet if they get ill.
Furthermore, the occurrence of animal neglect and abuse, whether intentional or not, is quite unavoidable, as some may have good intention of adopting pets, but may not be able to provide them the comfort that they need, such as food, water, or space. Some elderly may have commitment issues, as they might not feel the same excitement as their first time having companion, and get bored over time, resulting in negligence. Animal neglect can also occur if their elderly owners have disorders or illness that cause them to forget their pet existence, such as Alzheimer's and dementia. The other issues that we have to consider is the individuals that take the idea of raising animals to get rid of loneliness to the extreme, in which we call them animals hoarders. They are the individuals who would take in animals and cram them into one unhygienic space and not providing them enough essentials, causing the animal to starve, dehydrate, or even worse, dead.
So, how would we combat this problem once we know about the current solution's weaknesses? Firstly, we propose a new solution. This solution includes the establishment of new facilities provided by the government where elderly people can interact with animals. These animals can vary from dogs, cats, and birds, where we make sure that they are well trained and will be harmless for the elderly people. These animals will be taken in and trained from the animal shelter, and the cost of maintenance will be from the government. Elderly clients can also book in a private session with their animal of their choosing for a certain amount of time at a certain place, which could be indoor or outdoor. In order for us to keep both parties safe, security cameras will be installed in certain areas. Events like one party harming the other could always happen, or the elderly might suddenly have an accident or suffer from a sudden illness.
The bills are really high this month. I can't afford another pet, yet alone the maintenance cost of that pet. What do? I am so lonely. I just want a companion to be with me in my retirement days. Wait a minute. I remember there's this one advertisement on the TV where there is this one place I can hang out with animals to my heart's content. Let me call up that place right now. Oh, mushy. I would love to book an appointment with Josh, please. Yes, I will be there in an hour. Just make sure that I'm in like an open space, out in the open, in the forest and stuff like that, please. Thank you. am here to have an appointment with Josh, please.
Yes, Josh is right here. Please step to the right side of the corridor, and you will find the park area where you can hang out with him alone.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Woof, woof, woof. I am a good boy. Woof, woof. It is so peaceful here. I will visit you every week. Don't worry, Josh. I'll be with you, Josh. I'll play with you. I'll give you head pats. I'll rub your belly. Oh, I guess our time is over, Josh. Here's a goodbye pat. I'll see you next week.
This is #1 champion sound. Yeah, Estelle, we about to get down. Who the hottest in the world right now? Just touched down in London town. Bet they give me a pound. Tell them put the money in my hand right now. Set up a motor, we need more seats. We just sold out all the floor seats.
Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday.